So I am without a doubt a caffeine addict. I try to seek that extra bump to get me through the day, just like a lot of other people. And I've never really found it in coffee or energy drinks. One thing that helped me a lot, and it was something that, sometimes I felt like I had too much energy, but also I'd rather have too much than not enough. But it was the ketogenic diet. And I did the ketogenic diet for 5 months before I ended up getting pregnant with my second child. Um, the doctors like to joke that he's my keto baby, but so with me doing keto, not only did I lose weight, which is why most people do it, it also helped me control my PCOS symptoms. And so once I was regulated, and it did what I was told it would do as far as the symptoms of PCOS, I was able to get pregnant with my second child. So some reasons to watch my video would be, maybe you're to get a little more knowledge about the ketogenic diet, and maybe you are looking for a diet that's not just like only strictly about losing weight. It also has other benefits to it. The main points of my speech will be what is keto, or what is the keto diet, how or why your body burns fat rather than the carbs that you usually would burn for energy, and then what you can eat on keto. So, your macros and your fat and protein and carb intake, and then we're also going to talk about the benefits as far as just like health benefits and all that good stuff. So in the article, "What is the Ketogenic Diet" by Amy Richer, she talks about what it is. So when you're doing keto, you are drastically cutting out carbs. And when I mean drastically, I mean you drop down to under 20 carbs a day, when the average American consumes 300 plus a day. And so by cutting those carbs, you're forcing your body into your metabolism into a ketosis state. So instead of burning the carbs that you're eating, it is forced to burn the fat because it doesn't have the carbs to burn. And then with that, you're dropping ketones in your liver, and that helps with the weight loss, kind of just cleaning out your system of all the junk that we consume daily, as well as the ketones dropping in your liver helps with the mind clarity and the energy, and yeah. And then so eating on keto, the macros, it does kind of fluctuate for everyone based off of size, weight, and how aggressive you want to be with keto. But in the article "Nutrition Health Info Sheet," the keto diet by Rachel Shear, she explained that your macros are 5% carb, 70% fat, and 25% protein. And when I say fat, I mean like healthy fat. Your goal is so healthy fat like avocados, eggs. I mean, you can have protein. Sorry, not protein. Dairy. Dairy is a huge one. You use a lot of dairy whenever you're on keto. And then, what else is a good fat? Avocado oil, olive oil, and coconut oil was a big one that I used whenever I was making food. And then in the article, "What to Eat and Limit on Keto." So, berries, you can eat them, but I mean, you still have to count out like how many carbs you're having. But berries is one of the lower side of fruit that you can eat. I say good healthy fats, but you can also, I mean, like you can still have bacon, and you can still have the unhealthy fats, but in moderation. And then, so for protein, your carbs and protein, like I said, you want to stay under 20 carbs of protein. So I'd be smart about it. There are different ways to get your carbs. Like you can either do it so where you're not having any carbs, and that would be like with eggs. They have 0 carbs in them. Or whenever you are trying to count your carbs, you take the carb amount and you have to subtract the fiber out of it because it's not what it doesn't break down into the correct kind. So you take your total amount of carbs and you subtract it by the fiber, and then that's your net carb. So with your net carb, you want to stay under 20 a day. And then protein. So protein's kind of tricky, and I had a hard time with this because I love protein. Like if I could have, I would have just eaten the protein. I'm not a big vegetable eater, I guess. So dairy and protein was like a huge thing for me when I was on keto. But with protein, you have to try to keep it at that 25% or under because protein can break down into carbs. I kind of learned the hard way when I became a diabetic. Like, in a sense, protein doesn't have any carbs, but the way your body breaks it down, it turns it into carbs. So you want to be careful whenever you're doing that, which is why macros are so important. And in the article Macros Nutrition Breakdown by Morgan Track, she did a really good job at explaining it and like talking about what the benefits of it. I mean, you feel your body runs on what you eat. So, if you're eating healthy food, and with keto, you can't buy that instant food. I mean, I learned that I loved cooking throughout keto because that's what you did. I mean, you cooked everything from scratch. And, I mean, it was a lot of fun. And if I had a little more strength, I'd probably still be on it. And so, some benefits. On the article, is the keto diet good for you? She talks about the health benefits, like it can help neurology disorders, and it boosts energy. It helps with PCOS. It could help someone who's type 2, make it so where they're not on a bunch of medication for it. And some more benefits was to lose weight, and they do it quite quickly. I mean, you don't want to lose too much weight too fast, but it is nice to have it so where you start feeling good, you want to move, you want to do stuff. So, yeah, I mean, I loved it. It had a lot of benefits, and it helped me control a lot of my health problems that I have. So, like I said, we went over what is keto and why it helps burn fats instead of carbs in your body and helps you lose weight and the clarity. And then we talked about eating on keto. So macros, we touched base on healthy fats and the macros. So 5% carbs, 70% fat, and 25% protein. And then we also talked about some other benefits to it, like PCOS, insulin resistance, is all of that great stuff. And so I challenge you to, I'm not telling you to go ahead and jump on keto, but maybe try to lessen the carbs. I mean, it would make a huge difference. You'd be able to tell, like, just in cutting out maybe, let's say 50 carbs a day. You're at 350, cut it down to 3. And I promise you'll tell a difference. And don't challenge yourself. Try to cut down on the carbs. I think it'd be worth it.